Hey, welcome back to Fresh Gaming News. So today I read one of the funniest articles I've ever seen, but also kind of worrying, I guess, because this man is not sane. So, so we got an interview from Eiji Aonuma, the producer of the Zelda series, or what was the Zelda series, which is now just a fucking Minecraft clone. But anyway, they talk about Tears of the Kingdom being out now. It's been out for like 6 months. But there's one comment that seems very interesting. Anyway, so he talks about it's interesting to hear you say that because one of the discussions I've seen among Zelda fans is, gosh, I miss the more traditional Zelda of the past, and I'm wondering, how do you feel about giving the direction of the series towards a very free form, open-ended kind of design? So obviously he's talking about previous Zelda games before Breath of the Wild. And then Aonuma says, well, I do think we as people have a tendency to want the thing we don't currently have, and then there's a bit of the grass is greener mentality. But I also think that with the freedom players have in the more recent games in the series, there is still a set path. It just happens to be the path they choose, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever. So I think that there is one thing I kind of like to remind myself about the current games we're making. But also, it's interesting when I hear people say these things because I'm wondering, why do you want to go back to a type of game where you're more limited or more restricted in these types of things or ways that you can play? But I do understand the desire we have for nostalgia, and so I can understand it from that aspect. This man obviously has no idea why people like Zelda or previous games in the series. If he really thinks that the only reason people like the Zelda games before is because they're more limited, that is such a basic way of looking at it. It's like such a binary way of looking at it, and it's not just nostalgia. It's like he's either insane and has like dementia or something, or he's just completely evading the question completely and just being like completely passive, like oblivious to why people like those kind of games. And honestly, I think it's a bit of both, because I think he's just like so like in the zone of the new series that he just can't think of why anyone would want to play these old games. Much like how Jim Ryan was with like the old things, because he's so obsessed with like the new kinds of games that he doesn't care at all about the old games. He only cares about the new ones because that's what they're promoting. It's just like a really bad argument to just like lie about why people play the games for what reasons. Like, obviously that is not why people like these games. And to say that just makes you look like an idiot. It just makes you look unfit to make these games. If you're saying these kind of things, you obviously have no idea what you're doing. And yeah, the game sold well, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. If you're gonna say crazy shit like this that makes no sense whatsoever, and just like have the worst PR talk ever, that makes no sense, then maybe you shouldn't be making these games. Maybe we should get new people in because you have like dementia or something and you don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode. Bye.